Okay, so we just got from PetSafe this Viva 140 ounce pet fountain, and I just took it out of the box. There's the owner's manual and a get started and a let us help thing, and then I took the tape off of this because it was holding the top tray onto this, so I took the tape off of that. But other than that, I haven't done anything yet, so let's just see what we got here. So this is the tray that, of course, that they can drink out of, and I suspect that's where the pump action works, you know, here and here. It probably pumps out of here and drains out down there and pumps and recycles and stuff. But anyway, we're going to take a look at it and see. Okay, there's a mesh foam filter. There's the little, I think it's carbon type of a filter. We use these in one of our other, we have a PetSafe Outlast fountain that they sent us so we could show it to you, and then they also sent us this Viva one so we could show it to you. And this is the same filter that the Outlast uses too, so that's good. And let's see what we got here. Probably stuff goes in there. And that's just a little charging block. The USB goes into there and then powers into the outlet. And then this part right here looks like the cord, and there's probably a pump. Stuff like that. And that's empty, so we don't need that part anymore. And then there's the reservoir there, so that's good. I'll have to look at the manual and see how to put it all together, but I'm going to wash it, make sure I get it washed first and stuff so that there's no manufacturing residue or debris or anything in there. Okay, so it said disassemble the pump for cleaning before use. So I took this little plate off of the outside of this here, and then this is the little flow control knob that when the plate's on it and stuff, you just move this little lever here at the top and it closes and opens that little hole for the flow to be more or less. So that goes there like that on there, and then inside of here there's a little impeller, they call it, which you can see in there. So we're going to take this apart and get it cleaned up and then put it back together here, but we're going to wash them with soap and water like we did with the reservoir there. Okay, so I got it washed and I pushed that back on there, and then I'll put this back on here on the face of it there. That just fits on there, clips on there like that. Ta-da, like that. And then, like I said, there's that little flow control knob. Oh, I didn't get it stuck out there, did I? It's in there. I have to realign that. So you put that little lever right there. Goes out this direction, because see, that's where it goes up and down like that. So I have to put this on. Put that little thing sticking through the little hole there. Okay, we got that part figured out. Pretty straightforward, not really that complicated. I just wasn't paying attention when I put it back together there. So this is all drying out a little bit here because I did wash it, and so I wanted to put it back together there. And then let's see what's next. Install the pump, foam filter, and pump housing. Okay, so we got that piece right there. We got a little silicone cap thing. We got the foam filter. So we'll just see how that all goes together. Okay, so this piece here just pushes straight up into there, and that little piece that protrudes on the pump there goes up into that little spout right there. You got the little suction cups down, and you got the cord out, and I actually reached in there and pushed the little flow control knob up so that it would be a higher flow rate. Let's see how that does. And then over here on this side you got the cord coming out so it can be plugged into the power. And next we have to put this thing around here. It's gonna set in here like a little three-sided thing where those three gaps are. Okay, so we got that little foam filter there pushed in there around that, and then next what we have to do is put this piece here into there, and it kind of sits in this little spot right here. Here's the front face of it, so when you've got water in it, you can kind of see the water level because there's a little clear window there. Okay, so this sits right down there in that little frame there, and the suction cups kind of hold it in place there. And it says the arrow on the front of this here, which I'm gonna see if I can get the light just right. Like if you could see that little arrow on the top of the housing there, it's pointing to the front, and see there's your little window on the front, so that is positioned in the correct way. So I took the twist tie off the power cord, and the next thing we do is we route the cord through that hole there so that it comes out the bottom of this container here, this little slot right there. Okay, we routed the power cord from there. It goes down through that tube there, and then it comes out the bottom, that little hole there, and then there's notches all around depending on where your outlet is compared to the position there, so you can just have the little cord coming out of there. And of course there's your power cord, and it plugs into the little charging block there and then plugs into the wall. But the next thing we do is we put this little silicone cap over to hold the cord in place right here, I believe. So we'll do that next. So here's what we'll see here is we got this little silicone cap, and you can see it's kind of rounded on one side and got a notch on the other. Well, this little slot here is rounded on one side, and then the cord is going to go through that notch on that little piece right there. So we'll get that inserted into there with the cord coming up through the notch there. Let's see. Yep, I got that right. How about that? And then you fold this down to hold the cord in place. I probably need 2 hands for that. Okay, you just kind of fold that top edge down over the tube, kind of almost like a, I don't know, balloon or something that you're trying to put over the top of a spout or something. Like you just kind of stretch it a little bit and pull it over there, and then that's going to hold the cord in place so that it's not going to go anywhere and keep the water out of there and stuff like that, because it's just a little silicone piece of silicone there. So, and then if you want to, you can actually secure this cord underneath that little hook right there, but I don't know if I left enough slack. Yeah, I did. Okay, there you go. So that will just kind of hold it in place right there, that little hook. If you want to, it says you can do that. So now we got to rinse the new filter that came with it, and like I said, this is the same one that came with our Outlast water fountain, so right there, but I did kind of soak it in the water there. So, and then what you do is you put it in this little slot right here, but it doesn't matter if it's the white side or the black side is out, it doesn't really matter, it says. So got your carbon filter there, you just slide it in to that little slot right there, and then we're going to set the fountain up. I think we're ready to plug it in and put some water in it, or put some water in and then plug it in, whichever way. Okay, the red light's on because I plugged it in, but there's no water in it yet. But I did bring this pitcher of water, cold water, to put out here on the patio. And you want to fill it, oh, you can see it's starting to bubble there. You want to fill it not past this max fill line here, so I'm going to need to get another pitcher of water and stuff. But you can see that that's the max fill line there. Oh, there it comes. Look at that. So I'm going to go get some more water. Okay, I filled it up to the max fill line up here. And now you can see it's bubbling much more. Here's some water. Here's some water for you. What do you think? There, have a drink.